This is the story of Shaun the Veggie Man by Rose Lord, illustrated by Rebecca Rose, and published by Paco Publishing. This book is dedicated to my grandchildren, Zachary, Shaun, and Roland Lord, in the hope that they will grow up in a world without war. Hello, my name is Max, and I'm a dinosaur. We dinosaurs haven't been around for a while, but we still exist in the imaginations of boys and girls all over the world. We like to keep an eye on things on planet Earth. You see, a long, long time ago, things happened on the Earth that made it so we couldn't live there anymore. We didn't want to leave, but we had to. We still like the Earth, and especially the boys and girls who live there, but I must tell you, we're worried. We see that things aren't going too well on the Earth right now. People are fighting with each other. Some people are being greedy and not wanting to share with others, even though there are plenty of Earth's gifts to go around. We don't want what happened to us to happen to anyone else, and that's why I would like to tell you a story about my friend Shaun. You see, Shaun has a plan, a very good plan. Once upon a time there was a young boy named Shaun who loved to make gardens. Shaun loved everything about making gardens. He loved being outside. He loved dirt. He loved watching worms, which he knew were very good for the garden. He loved planting the seeds and the tiny seedlings and watching them grow day by day. And he loved eating the things that grew in the gardens. Every year when winter made way for spring, Shaun and his dad would go out to the garden and start to get things ready. They would turn over the soil, add the compost they had been making all winter, and then rake it smooth. If Shaun found any rocks or weeds in the garden, he would toss them out. He liked a nice, clean garden. Shaun and his dad planted some seeds, like tomato and pepper seeds, in little pots in the house, and when they were big enough, they would plant them in the garden. But some seeds they put right in the ground, like radishes and beets and carrots and lettuce and broccoli. Shaun loved broccoli. When Shaun would visit his grandmother's house, she would be doing the same things, getting her garden ready, raking, hoeing, and planting. And Shaun would help his grandmother just like he helped his dad. They liked to watch worms together. Shaun liked watering the gardens too, and even pulling weeds. Sometimes he and his grandmother would have contests to see who could pull the weed with the biggest root. Sometimes dinosaurs would visit them in the garden. The fierce Tyrannosaurus Rex would always stay up at the top of the hill. Shaun and Grandma would be real quiet, so that T-Rex didn't notice them. But when gentle Diplodocus liked to come down and help them, he was very good at pulling the big weeds and eating them. One day, when Shaun was working in the garden with his grandmother, there were some boys on the hill behind grandmother's house, and they were playing a game they called War. They asked Shaun if he would like to play war with them, but Shaun didn't know how to play war, so he decided to stay and help his grandmother with the garden. "Grandma, what is war anyway?" he asked. It took a while for Grandma to answer. "War is when two groups of people fight with each other." "You mean like when me and my brother get into a fight?" "Not exactly. You and Zach push each other around, and that's not good, but war is more serious than that. People fight war with guns and bombs. Lots of people get badly hurt, and buildings and homes get destroyed. War is a very bad thing, Shaun." "Do people sometimes die from war?" "Yes, Shaun, they do." "Why do people have wars, Grandma?" Grandma thought for a while. "I guess it's because they're afraid that they won't have enough," she answered. "Enough of what?" Shaun asked. "Enough of the things they need and want." "You mean like food?" "Yes, food and other things too." Shaun thought about this for a while. Then a big smile filled his face. "Oh, but Grandma," he said, "they don't have to have a war. Everybody can just make a garden." Shaun's grandmother put her garden tools down and smiled at him. Then a tear ran down her cheek and she hugged him real hard. "Grandma," he said, "I don't think I ever want to play war." As Shaun grew up, he learned more and more about making gardens, By the time he was a teenager, he was practically an expert. He liked to read books about making gardens, and since Sean and his family were vegetarians, he especially liked to find and grow all kinds of new and delicious vegetables. Sean still helped his dad and his grandmother with their gardens, but now he had his own garden as well. Sean was very pleased with his garden at home, but he wanted more people to have the joy of growing things and of eating the beautiful and nutritious vegetables that came out of the gardens, like his and his dad's and his grandmother's gardens. These wonderful gardens didn't need any chemicals to help them grow, just sunshine, water, love, and care. Sean convinced the principal at his school that there should be a garden in the schoolyard, and he even taught some of the other kids how to make gardens. Some of his friends liked to call him Sean the Veggie Man. But he didn't mind. In fact, he kind of liked it. He even taught the younger kids in the elementary school how to make gardens. When he was with the young kids, they would all pretend that there were dinosaurs working with them on the gardens. They made up names for their imaginary dinosaur helpers, like Trichioceratops and Crankylosaurus. They had a lot of fun.